Hi everyone, Joe here, hope we're all doing well. So in this video today I want to talk a little bit about the wish fulfilled and what that actually means and how we can actually get to that feeling of feeling that the wish is actually a present fact. So Neville speaks a lot about assuming that feeling as real. So what he means by that is, say for instance we want that dream job or we want a specific person, all these things that we're trying to manifest. How can we feel that it's real? How can we actually feel what it would feel like to have that job, to be in that relationship, to have won the lottery, to have all this money? How can we feel that that's a present fact? Okay? Now, a lot of people use imagination, meditation, they'll visualise to get to that space, but then they'll come out of it and they'll be totally thrown around by everything that happens in a physical reality on a day-to-day basis. So how can we ignore those external senses and keep going back to feeling like it's fulfilled? So to give an example, say for instance in the past you've maybe wanted something. This is without understanding the law and understanding how everything works. You maybe wanted something, there was maybe no resistance to it, you wanted it and you just thought, I want it but it doesn't really make a difference if I get it or not, but I want it. And maybe you just drop it. Then you eventually get this thing, not realising that you maybe planted the seed before, unconsciously. What happens at that point when you get it, you get that feeling of gratitude, that feeling of achievement, of accomplishment, fulfilment, all these different feelings that come in are effectively feeling the wish fulfilled. But what we tend to do as humans, as human beings, we wait until we get that thing before we feel that accomplishment, we feel that fulfillment, we feel that acceptance of the end almost. We wait until we get the thing before we feel it. What Neville tries to teach is be grateful for the end as though it's happened. If you've seen it in imagination, if you visualise and you visualise clear enough and you assume that you've seen it, that it's real, then the feeling of the wish fulfilled is it's a knowingness, it's an understanding that you've seen it and it's real and it's happened. So the feeling, as far as I'm concerned, is predominantly gratitude. It's gratefulness that you've actually achieved what you're trying to manifest, that it is done. It's an acceptance, it's great being grateful for the end. Okay? So that's pretty much, I'm led to believe, which I believe is what feeling the wish fulfilled actually is. Getting to that can be quite difficult, especially if you're new to this and you're thrown around by everything on the outside which seems to suggest that you don't have it. Neville also speaks about that. He also says ignore everything on the outside. He also says that there are two types of worlds: the external and the internal. The external world of cause, I believe it is, and the internal world of effect. It's one or the other. I'm getting confused now, but basically, you decide which one's real. If you want to accept the external circumstances and accept your life as is based on things that have happened, then you're going to continue to live that way and you won't be able to manifest anything. You won't be able to accept the end of anything because you'll meditate for 15-20 minutes, you'll visualise, you'll feel everything real, and then as soon as you open your eyes, just like that, you'll go right back into that old state, or the old man, as Neville calls it. Okay? So the important thing is to really get to that feeling of feeling like it's done. Once you've seen it in imagination, it's done. And then almost live in your imagination. People on the outside may think you're insane. It's not a case of going and saying, oh, I have this. You don't say it to people outside. Keep it all internally. Keep it all within, that you've seen this, that you know that you've achieved this, and that's it, it's done. Then go about your day. Just go as normal as you would. But what happens is you walk in that feeling, you assume that feeling of, I've done this, it's finished, I've achieved what I want to achieve, I have the specific person, they love me, I love them. When it comes to a job, it's like, yeah, you get that feeling of, I'm in a great job, I'm in a job that I feel fulfilled in, that I'm actually accomplishing something, that I'm making a difference to the world, and that fulfills me. But what happens is we wait until we get that job before we feel it. Just feel it now, and then watch, everything will just unfold and the world will just mould into that space of you've felt this to be real. And if you feel it and you see it in imagination, the feeling for me is gratitude, accomplishment and fulfillment. Okay, especially wish fulfilled, of course it's fulfillment. It's about feeling fulfilled inside that you have achieved this and that you can manifest anything you want. One quote I'm going to finish up with here is what Neville says is, acceptance of the end wills the means. Okay, so let's dissect that quickly. Acceptance of the end, that is effectively knowing that it's done, wills the means. Willing the means is effectively ignoring how it's going to come about. If you're in the end, how can you talk about how it's going to come about if it has already happened? Neville spoke about it with Abdullah. Anytime he went to ask about the trip to Barbados, Abdullah always said, you're in Barbados, closed the door, didn't speak about it again. How can you talk about going there if you're already there? That's the place we need to get to. If we get there in imagination, there may be a time lag, it may happen quick, who knows. But the important thing is we get there in imagination, we're there, we assume that feeling that we've done it, that we have achieved it, that we actually have manifested the job, manifested the money, manifested the specific person, manifested that better life by assuming that we live in that better life. One little trick as well that I want to talk about is when there's any idle moments in the mind, we tend to drop into the natural state, or the old man, perhaps, as Neville talks about. The important thing is making sure we shift that old man and we make sure the natural state is actually being what we want to be. Okay? The natural state that we drop back into when there's ever idle moments should always be that feeling of gratitude, that feeling of accomplishment. I keep saying the same words actually, but that's the natural state to be in, that we've achieved this, that we accept. The natural state is gratitude, accomplishment, acceptance. Accept the end. If you've seen it in imagination, that's the end, it's done. There's no more needing done on the outside. When we accept the end as final, we can go about our day in that confidence, in that knowing that it's done. That's the important part to get to here. So I hope this has helped. Again, any questions, drop them in the comments. Email, available for coaching as well. I hope this has been helpful, hope it's useful, and it's been great. Hopefully see you in the next video. Take care.